All right, so I've got room on here. And, I should cover more background. But I found my chips. And the stone ground. Not stone ground, right? So it's less flour. Now, this morning I talked to my Mexican friend at the other store again, like the Cherry Valley. And they had a whole row of chips. Like the whole aisle here. Like the whole, from the beginning to the end. And not one centitas. So, and I'm like, they're Mexican, they're corn. Donald Trump is calling it the Gulf of America. Like, I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't they have the products? But anyway, it's here. So I just ate some chicken. And I have no teeth. People would want to have me on a distraction bug. I don't know what I'm doing bug. But it's worse off. It's worse off for an individual. All right, let's see. Oh, I just heard Gloria Estefan. Bubbly, let's get both. Spending money I don't have. Like yesterday, I spent $12 on food. On a put rice and beans in a steak. I can't talk. $12.49 at that on a round plate for the weighted. But that's the second time I did it 2 days in a row. The day before I did in Jamaican, $27. I thought it was $8.49 a plate, and I piled on. Well, at least it was collard greens and cabbage, and then 3 pieces of meat. But I did it, so I accepted it. And then the next day, I'm like, what? Spending money in it? It's like. I'm tired. I'm exhausted of saying that, everything that I've tried to do has been stopped. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Talking doesn't resolve it. I don't know how it's able to happen. That's not a question. For a year, I know the answer, like, because of what I've accomplished, right? Because of that's like neither here or there. My only reaction is I only have one reaction to that. So we're trying to, yeah. All right, so that's ice and that's bubbly. Did I taste the bubbly? I guess it's sparkling water. So I don't know. Just. I don't know, this looks a little bigger. And I might say, since my church are kind of spearheaded, right? Spearheaded the market during COVID, right? 4 ideas were branded by me. Right? So if I've given trillions and trillions, and I continue to say, hey, yeah, you can have it, then your question, right, should be, what's the end result, right? What are you giving that up for? What are you allowing that to happen for? What happens? What's the recourse? That's what your question should be. All right, let's see here. Boy George. Come on. All right, fruit punch. Be coming. I'm not a fruit punch girl either. Come on. All right, I have the 3 areas that I wanted to develop, but some people are along the same lines and kind of bounce me back and forth. I should have been in that tier, but this is a personal note. Since you're up there and you took it from me, I point a gun to your head. Like, I hold you ransom. Like, we already know how that works out. Like, I come into your office and it's like it's non-verbal language, right? It's already stated, like, so that's kind of how that goes on. Yeah, so now that we know, like, the topic, so I've never been a fruit punch girl, right? So I'm kind of putting together how food and certain places in the world, like, like stretching out some details. So I've never been a fruit punch, and we know what fruit punch. We know who fruit punch tastes. Fruit punch is a little chicken, chicken box flavor. All right, so now fruit punch now, right? But I like the coconut. One would say I like the coconut because it's islandy. I know, just have a coconut. I like the mango. I like the. I don't know, I'm not really a, iced tea. Those little cans of iced tea. I have a natural, like, man, that guy up there in New Jersey kind of, all of a sudden wanted to, like, put a huge amount of Dr. Bird's things in. I'm like, well, that goes along with it. But, I think where I was going with that, two things. Like, I was doing everything with the Mexicans up there, right? And that would be Eva, and then me, like, the Mexican Mendez, and I didn't know, right? So I was going to work with them, and the tortillas. So I want to know, and I listened to, my mother would play Mexican music when I was young. I wouldn't know what relation that has, right? So that's a question. But, hey guys, no. Santa Maria is 4 or 5 miles over, aisles over. I smell the incense. I smell it when it's around. All right, what was I saying? So that would be the Mexican, and figuring that out, right? Damn, I was so close to comedian. All right, so we know with those flavors, one would say fruit punch, and I don't know. So I think I have a question. When you have a question, it's usually huge. So what my taste palette kind of is attracted to, right? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, I never liked to eat, even as a child. I wasn't like a meat eater. So what does that mean? Somebody knows the answer to it. I know Dr. Bird, like, take all you want. Take YouTube, take. There were a few people that were like, that I should have just connected with. We were along the same lines. And now that the tables are turned, now that things have to play out, the Elon Musk guy is African. Like, why didn't anyone clue me in? He's African. The other one married Arab. But as I said before, the German part still has to play itself out. And German is highly connected to what I wanted to play out in the food market. Right? So WW2, German took an oath for food, FDA. So that's why Donald Trump would bring his Bring America Healthy Again, right? So what gave me that? What gave each pluck that? My brain, right? Sitting down in the each CUNY, City University, the all the NYT, every for 20 years, right? So if you want to have it, so it's grown into another area now, right? I think for me it developed as, wait a minute, why am I not eating food that's birthed from the ground? And my relatives should be, should have a yard of should be growing stuff from the ground, and I should be able to pick it off the tree, so that curiosity stems there. But the other stuff I read, so now that it's coming together 20 years later, I saw I was ahead of the timeline when the United States called me, whatever they were prepping me for, right? So now that it's like in motion, I smell like chicken grease. That's all. I smell like chicken grease, pure chicken grease. All right.